Hey there, welcome back to the channel. My name's Lisa, and as always, I'm super glad you're here with me today. What are we doing today? Well, today we're going to be going over our paycheck number 2 in June. It's almost going to go over into July. I know that's crazy, but that is just how the paychecks have been falling. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here. And just a little backstory, my husband and I are both in our early 60s. I'm retired. I'm a retired allied health professional, a retired ultrasound tech / sonographer. And my husband works full-time, 40 hours for now, then going to step down to 32 hours in August. So we will be making adjustments to the budget then, that's for sure. And we do not have a mortgage. We just are planning our budget to live in retirement, because when I was working and then he was working, he had a lot of overtime. We were just spending money like we had it, because in our mind, if it was in the account, we had it. So we would spend it without much forethought. And we would save a little, then we would spend a little, and then we would spend more, and then we would whip out the charge cards. So anyway, so for the last year, when we knew that he was going to be stepping down a little bit, and when I was actually going to be retired, budgeting came into play. We had to, or I had to, because I do the budget. Luckily, he just goes along with most things, so points for that. Been fiddling with the budget and the bills and the cash that we give ourselves and the sinking funds, which, you know, if we didn't have that, we'd have a lot of money at the end of the month, but then those surprises would come along and we wouldn't have this money put aside, and, you know, that cycle would escalate like it did back in the day. So anyway, that's our little story. Let's get started. So our income, and I do receive a private pension and a little bit of Social Security and a little bit of state retirement income. I've kind of worked many places related to my occupation. I was actually a professor of ultrasound. So doesn't that sound fancy? It really wasn't. It was just something I loved to do, but the times have changed and it was just time to go. So why am I still talking? All right, income, $23.50. With all those little things that come in, our bi-weekly income is $23.50. That's what we're budgeting with. We do have a little bit left over, and I'm still working on that. So we're just going to work with this. That's my transparency. I do have a little bit left over, but I'm just trying to manage it on this. We'll see how it works. Thanks for understanding. So fixed expenses, giving is $80. That's not very neat. Auto insurance, we have 2 cars that are paid off. We pay $212. Lord, that's not neat. But we're just going to keep moving on. Spectrum, we have cable and internet. My husband likes cable. We're never going to get rid of that. He just does not like the Roku. He's happy with his own little shows that he watches. So there's that. Who knows if that'll change? Be nice, but that's okay if it doesn't. Natural gas is $15. Automatic savings is, it's not $20, it's $25. That's through BOA. We're a little messy today, aren't we? Okay, tolls. He does drive on a toll road to work, and sometimes I have to go into town being Orlando, and the toll roads, for the most part, are the most expedient way to get there. Gas, we keep the $200 in the checking account. For his gas, we charge it on BOA because it is category specific, and that gives us 3% back on gas. So I just slide it over when we use that particular card. All right, so let's add this up. Let's see if we can add this up and do it on one take instead of 20 takes, because sometimes that happens too. $7.99, that's what I got before. That's a plus, $7.99. There is no neatness today. My bad. All right, so cash, this is what we give ourselves in our cash, my cash wallet and my husband's cash for whatever he needs. So tithe is $120. Groceries is $300. That includes paper goods, whatever. I tried to separate it out. It didn't really work for me, so we didn't do it. Pets, I do separate pets out because that is pet food. It's $50. Kitty litter, pee pads for the 17-year-old Papillon who has trouble holding her bladder now, but we still love her no matter what. And pet grooming. So sometimes that category carries over, and that's okay. We let that carry over in my wallet. Welding, this is my husband's hobby. We give that $30. And that's just his thing. He's a certified welder. He loves to do it, but it's an expensive hobby, so we just throw in $30 for that. And he can buy all those little gadgets he needs to buy. Gas, this is my gas money, $60. Right now I'm using about $40. I did use all of my gas money last pay period because I used some of it to pay for my husband's Father's Day dinner because I wanted to pay cash. And that's okay. It was my money to spend. All right, eating out, $50. This usually involves grandkids because we like to entertain them when they come over. And sometimes they want to go get ice cream or French fries or whatever they want. And it will take the whole $50, probably plus a little bit more. He gets $40 cash just to do with as he please or to spend. I get $40. I can save it or spend it. My hobbies is feeding the crows. I get whole peanuts at the feed store, and they're like $2.99 a pound. So I just pick up 5 or 6 bags. Yeah, 5 or 6 bags, depending on what they have pre-bagged. Date night, that's $20. So let's add that up real quick. Let's try. We're on a roll here. I think we can do it. 50 plus 30 plus 60 plus 40 plus 20. 730. That typically has been the number that we've been using, 730, and that has worked out. It may change a little bit when my husband's income decreases, and that's okay. All right, sinking funds. Back in the day, maybe back in January, I had most of these digital, and I didn't like it because I like to see the money, touch the money, be the money. It's just a thing, and that is what makes me happier. So when you see me stuffing sinking funds, just know that I'm having a really, really good time. All right, car will get $90, and that is just for whatever we need for the car. Medical, we'll get $80. That has its own binder. Car has its own binder. Yes, I've expanded my binder collection. Beauty, that gets $60. Pet emergency, it looks like Peter. It's not, it's pet emergency. That gets $40. We're working on funding that at $1,500. Right now we're at $1,000. Christmas is $40. We are almost to goal here to get that to $1,200. We're about $1,120 or 11. No, we're almost at $1,100, I think. Doesn't matter. We're really close. So, and we will probably redirect this money to another sinking fund, maybe the $5,000 savings challenge, which is a lot. Birthday gets $40. That's just for family birthdays. I keep that on hand. A rainy day is $20. That is like, oops, miscellaneous. Oops, I need to help another sinking fund out. So this will max out at about $500, and I will keep that $500 cash on hand just because. Travel gets $40. I finally made a new binder for this, and I would really like to go somewhere, but once you split out all the money and you figure out all these categories you have to pay for, maybe not this year. Estate planning, right now that's $10, but we're going to have to up that because that is not going to be cheap. Cremation, I looked at that initially for each of us, which will still be cremated, and that, so I Googled it for our area. It was like $1,000, and I did a little more research, and then you have to pay for all the add-ons, like, well, if you're 75 miles away from home, they charge you for that. They charge you for extra death certificates. You need at least 10, from my experience with my parents, 5 to 10 at least, because everybody wants one, and that was an extra add-on. So more research will have to go into estate planning, but we're going to keep funding it for now. Now home is going to get its own binder. I know, I have binders for everything. But that makes me happy, and for now that's what we're going to do. So there. All right, and subs, this is just annual subscriptions, and pretty soon this is going to get its own binder. See, everything is going into binders. Oh, I love it. Get to touch the money. That's a real thing. Clothes is going to get 60. That'll be digital, and taxes and insurance for the house. That will be 170. Let's add that up. See how we can whip through this. 60 plus 120 plus 60, 70 plus 160 plus 35 plus 230, 775. That is correct. Ooh, so far so good. Today it is overcast. It has been raining for the last 3 days, on and off. Let me add these up all together. There's, what is it? Tropical Storm Brett is out in the Atlantic hanging out. It's just rain is coming from all directions. That's 2304. And you see we're a little bit under budget with our income, and that's fine because sometimes an extra charge comes through with the tolls, or my husband debits something and I forget to send the cash back to checking, which I need to do. So I think that's it. This was nice, short and sweet. If you have any questions about this budget, make sure you leave them down into the comments. That'd be great. And I hope you guys have a super day, and I will see you on the next video. Okay, bye.